Ava Kensington. Greetings, strategists of tomorrow. Welcome to AVAntage, where we dissect the geopolitical chessboard. I'm Ava Kensington, and today, June 25th, 2025, we're not just reporting the news, we're stress-testing the future of the Iran Israel standoff. Forget crystal balls. We're using data, trends, and a healthy dose of cynical realism to project potential flashpoints. The question isn't whether the ceasefire is holding, but rather, how long can a truce built on mutual distrust possibly last? Official pronouncements of de-escalation are, as always, suspect. Savvy analysts at the Institute for the Study of War are already flagging subtle violations. A drone sighting here, a provocative military exercise there. The smart money isn't on lasting peace, but on identifying the catalyst for the next explosion. One pressure point, nuclear brinkmanship. CNN's intel suggests Iran is weighing a return to the negotiating table, primarily because their missile gambit proved about as effective as a screen door on a submarine against Israel's defenses. But don't expect kumbaya moments around the negotiating table. Any deal will be a cold, calculated transaction, driven by self-preservation, not goodwill. The key variable? Whether Supreme Leader Khamenei sees a nuclear weapon as an existential imperative for regime survival, a break glass in case of emergency option against a relentlessly hostile world. To hen, there's the proxy wildcard. Hezbollah, the Houthis, those Iraqi militias, they're not just bit players, they're potential arsonists. The Washington Institute is right to highlight their capacity to escalate. Think of them as Iran's strategic depth, its ability to bleed Israel without direct confrontation. The critical metric? Not just funding, but the quality of weaponry flowing to these groups. A sudden influx of advanced anti-ship missiles or precision-guided rockets signals a deliberate escalation, a message from Tehran that the ceasefire is on life support. The US role? A masterclass in strategic ambiguity. Washington says it wants out of the Middle East quagmire, but a wounded eagle is still an eagle. Any direct attack on US assets, even a minor skirmish, will trigger a response. The real question is how decisive. Does President authorize a limited retaliatory strike or a full-spectrum assault designed to cripple Iran's military infrastructure? The answer depends less on strategic calculation and more on the prevailing political winds in Washington, the ever-shifting balance between isolationist sentiment and the hawkish impulse to teach them a lesson. Economically, brace for turbulence. A full-blown conflict will send oil prices soaring faster than a SpaceX rocket. The impact won't just be at the pump, it'll ripple through the entire global economy, triggering inflation, disrupting trade, and potentially sparking a recession. The crucial factor, the Strait of Hormuz. If Iran closes it, even temporarily, all bets are off. Globally, the stakes are existential. A wider, regional war risks drawing in powers like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, even Russia. Forget a localized conflict. Think a multi-sided proxy war, a chaotic scramble for power with no clear winners. And let's not forget the human cost. Mass displacement, famine, refugee crises that will dwarf anything we've seen before. The international community needs to prepare for a humanitarian catastrophe on an unprecedented scale. In conclusion, friends, the Iran-Israel situation on June 25th, 2025 is less a ceasefire and more a loaded gun pointed at the world. The smart move isn't to hope for peace, but to understand the dynamics that could shatter it. Monitor the nuclear program, track the proxies, and watch Washington's next move. Because in this game of geopolitical chess, the next move could be checkmate.